aware of yourself sitting in your chair. Thing that happens throughout the day, but we are not aware of it a lot of the time, is we are going to illustrate the journey of our breath on paper. So I'm going to show you what I mean. And I want you to understand there is absolutely no wrong way to do this. So I am going to spotlight my desk so that you can see I have some plain paper over here. As you are breathing, your pen is going to move according to what happens to your breath. So for me, sometimes I breathe in and then I get like to a point where it's a little stuck. And it goes on, and then now I'm breathing out.
It's a very good activity. I like that.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. It's very quietening and calming and
Yes.
Yeah, good. Anyone else?
So I had no idea, Kathy, where I was
Oh, that's
starting.
great.
Otherwise, it was just I was just going with my breath.
Yeah.
And then one of the words that I had written down was acceptance, and I could see the A.
Wow.
As part of it. So
Wow.
I just wrote that in there.
That is fabulous.
Lovely, lovely, Mary Beth.
It was fun. It was really fun, Kathy.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for sharing your piece. That was beautiful. My dog's barking.
Jonathan. Okay, there's a lot of people willing to share their art. This is wonderful.
Great.
All right, I'm going to go to Jonathan Rake. Let me spring. Oh.
Can you?
Ooh.
That is interesting. It feels like these mountains that you're climbing up and down. Oh, fabulous.
It's sort of the journey of the breath. And the visual, what happens, at least for me, if it's moving the breath through the lungs, or I'm feeling it in my fingers, and then that exhale, the ground line coming down, and negativity, or letting go of the fear. And I related, thank you for sharing. Sometimes it's just getting through that hurdle of wanting to go deeper into the breath, and whether it was short or restriction. Some of these, well, more so over here. But I enjoyed, I something about, and thank you, just, it does feel pure coming in, that, the science part of me, the blue and the red, and what's oxygenated or what's not oxygenated. Anyway, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for doing it with us. That was really awesome. It's it's pretty brave, to illustrate the journey of your breath. It's sort of something we never think of doing, but it's, when you're going through a guided meditation, breath meditation, you are doing exactly that. You're watching the journey of your breath through your body, and you know what your breath is doing informs you of how you're feeling. So thank you, Jonathan. Anyone else?
Chloe, do you want to share? Awesome. All right, let me spotlight you.
Hi, Chloe.
Kathy. So I actually just started meditating about 3 weeks ago. So this
Oh,
was like perfect for me. So I kind of see my breath a little bit as like trees, almost like different stumps. And I kind of followed your patterns with the kind of warmer colors of the more anxious breath and the cooler colors, kind of finally feeling like I can kind of trace my breath. And some of the words I chose were wave, wash, and cleansing.
fantastic.
Beautiful.
Is
It was just, I felt like in a very like focused, meditative, light state during this. This was wonderful.
Yay.
with the goal. You did it. Thank you. That's awesome. Anyone else?
You're off mute. Even though it says Jonathan.
Even though it says Jonathan, I'm Susan.
Oh, that's great.
Ooh, some more cheese.
It felt very smooth going in, and then I would, like, you could see me coming out.
Yeah.
I felt rushed, but the whole time it just felt like growth. Like I just kept thinking growth, and then came the leaves, and it's like trees and almost like forest. And it was flowy at times, and then I remember at the end there was like an olive. It felt like and free, and yeah.
Very interesting. And what's nice is that there's kind of a common thread. You know, the tree metaphor is interesting. You know, the breath that comes up and goes down, it's like the leaves and the branches and then the roots going down. So I love that metaphor. That's extremely interesting. And someone in the chat, okay, so anyone else want to share?
Ari Holland, I'm going to go ahead and put it on. There you go.
Ari?
Oh, that's nice.
Ooh, that's
And,
interesting.
I think I was surprised actually to feel like it wasn't very difficult for me to have like an up and down pace with the breath. I started here and I was really short up on the pen, and then you made the suggestion to loosen up a little bit. So the black line here was the very first exercise that I drew, and then after the word association, I went through and identified some of the words with colors and when I was feeling them.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you. Someone's entered the bit late. Oh, I don't know if there's something after this, but I really appreciated all of you willing to create art without sort of feeling like stuck on having to be an artist or having to create a certain beautiful painting, because this is really not what it was about. And I think you all understood it in a beautiful, involved, present way. And I really watched you working. It was really my pleasure to have done this. and given you an opportunity that maybe you wouldn't have thought of doing.